Welcome back to the Black Belt News Network, and we are in the office of Dr. Donitha Griffin. She is the new president of Wallace Community College here in Selma. And of course, she replaces Dr. Mitchell, who has retired, and we wish him well. We love Dr. Mitchell,
Absolutely.
but I have heard some things about you, Dr. Griffin, that really make me think that this place is going to blossom.
Wow.
Heard some good things about you. So,
That's
first
a
of all,
great
welcome to the presidency, because I understand you're from here.
I am.
So you know the place.
I know the place.
Give us a little history of you.
I know the place. So I am originally from Selma. Selma, this is my home. I'm a product of the Dallas County school system. I graduated from Southside High School in 1988. And so came to Wallace Community College that same year, that fall, on a music scholarship. You know, just really absolutely, really
That is
thought
awesome.
I was going to be out there singing and on stage.
Right.
And all of that. And so came here for 2 years and enjoyed every minute of being a student here at Wallace Community College. And so I did that for 2 years, and then I transferred to the University of Alabama.
Oh, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. And so stayed there for 2 years. Actually graduated in 92 with a degree in social work.
We were there at the same time.
Is that right?
Yes, I was there
Absolutely.
from 80. I was on a 7-year plan. I was there from 85 to 92.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And enjoyed every minute of it, didn't you?
I missed the place like you wouldn't believe.
I totally understand, because I felt the same way after I got there in 90, and I thought once I got accustomed to the college and loved the atmosphere and everything about it,
Yes.
you know, it was time to graduate. And I was a sick student. I was literally
know.
sick because it was time to go. But, you know, my mom says, hey, listen, it's time for you to come back home and get your job and get to moving. So.
It's time for you to start paying. I know.
It's time
My
for you
mom
to
said
start
the
paying.
same thing.
Yes.
Moms are funny that
No,
way.
no, you can't stay around here and just have a good
no.
time. So anyway, end up coming back home working for the Department of Public Health as a social worker.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And loved every minute of it. So I worked Dallas and Wilcox County, so traveling back and forth. I know every edge of Dallas County. I know every edge of Wilcox County because I serve those areas working with patients.
Wow,
Love that. And so then got the opportunity I'd gone back and got my master's and met a friend, Roger Gordine, in the master's program we were in at the same time. He called me one day and said, hey, I want you to come to the college and work for me, you know, in student support service. I said, oh, no, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I actually went to church that night, and the pastor said, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but there's a career move. And
wow.
I mean, literally. And I think you should take that move. And I don't know who this for. And I thought, oh, that's for me. That's for me. And so, and it started at Wallace and kept my social work license going because I might have to go back to being a social worker.
You always like to have a
absolutely. I'm a
yeah.
licensed social worker. So, but after 1 year of being here, I thought this is where I'm supposed to be.
That is awesome.
You know what? This is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be. And so, I've loved it ever since. And so I came here in 1997 and started working up under Dr. Julius Brown, wonderful man. And after that, in 2000, Dr. Mitchell came, and I started working for Dr. Mitchell. And so, like I said, my goal, I never forget, Mr. Gordine said to me, hey, so what is your ultimate goal here? What is your ultimate goal? What do you see yourself being for this college? And I said, I would love to be the college counselor, because I was in student support services that we were servicing 300 students.
Wow,
and so
yeah.
I said, to be the college counselor, to kind of get my hand. And I wanted to be able to talk with students because I felt like, you know what, I just came from here, just graduated. I know where they are. I'm a first generation college student, so I know how students really don't have direction of what they want to do.
Sure. Gosh, yes.
I thought, if this could be me, this would be wonderful. So that was my goal. My goal was to become the college counselor. And so under Dr. Mitchell's tenure, I started doing that. I started working as a recruiter, working as a college counselor. And when I got there, I thought, I have arrived. I'm where I want to be. I love this. And Dr. Mitchell just kind of kept pushing the needle. Hey, Ms. Griffin, this is, director of admissions positions coming available. What do you think about that? I said, okay, well, let's try it. And then that needle just kept pushing. Hey, what about the continuing education program? Hey, what about you becoming dean of students? And at that point, never thought that I would even become dean of students. You know what I mean? Because I was so busy enjoying what I was doing. And so, and for me, it was a struggle because I thought I love working with students. I
Right,
love
right,
being
right,
able,
yeah.
you know,
I can
kind of
see that.
helping them make a decision, helping them with their courses. They were comfortable with me and coming into the office and, hey, Dean, what do we need to take? What I need to do? So I enjoyed that, and I felt like, oh, if I go to Dean, I'm going to miss that connection with the students, and
Right.
I don't want to do that. And but however, I just kind of felt like, you know, I'm going to impact them greater because now I can affect policy and things that would affect,
Wow,
you know,
yeah.
while I may be able to see 200 or 300, 400 students now, if I can affect policy and change and some things, I'm going to be able to touch all of them.
Everybody.
So that kind of gave me the
yeah.
comfort of saying, okay, all right, I'll accept the dean's position. And so worked in that position for many years and loved that. Pushing the needle a little further, Dr. Mitchell said, our dean of instruction has left and he's retired. What about you doing that? What about you just taking that on for me just for a little while? Little while turned into 4 years. And so I, you know how that goes. Okay, so I led up that for 4 years and worked in that. So at that point, I was over workforce development. I was over all of those different instructional programs, working with that, working with the.
So you had your hand in a lot of the development that Dr. Mitchell brought, expanding the curriculum here
Yes,
in school. Yeah,
expanding
wow.
the curriculum, working with workforce development, working with the Selma Early College Program. Because I remember, you know, at that time, most people were not offering academic classes. And so with the Selma Early College Program, I was having to work with them to build that curriculum. Or what does that look like? A student taking courses at the college level and getting credit for it at the high school level.
Right.
So combining that curriculum and looking at the course content and say, okay, what do we need to do? So a lot of hard work with Selma City School at that time, just kind of working with that, talking with people at the state level. How do we merge this? And so, you know, it was at that time in 2008 that over 90 some students received their associate degree and their high school diploma at the same time. That was the first time in the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
First time.
Oh, really?
First program.
Right here?
Right here.
Oh,
right here.
darn.
First time in the state of Alabama. And so just working with that and building upon those programs that we had in place and expanding access for more students. You know, we started with doing the LPN program at nighttime. We started with online in 2004. You know, we were going for a degree when people were saying, I don't want to do online programs, you know, brick and mortar schools. Like, we don't want to do that. And so just all of that kind of experience with that. And then I became the executive assistant to the president. Everything at that point reported to me except the business office, and then instructional was we finally brought in a dean of instruction. So started working with physical plant.
Right.
You know, started working with IT, information technology, started working with institutional effectiveness. So just all of the experience. Dr. Mitchell just kept pushing that needle. And so for me, you know, never just doing the work, but not thinking about, you know, president's position, never thinking about that. And the president started saying, Ms. Griffin, I think you would make a wonderful president. I thought, oh no, that's not for me.
You mean to tell you what it sounds like?
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like he was grooming you.
Listen, I just didn't know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I just wasn't aware.
But he's always the type that it's like, well, if he says he needs, then that's what we need to be doing.
That's what we need to be doing. So just kind of doing the work, you know what I mean? So just doing the work, and I was like, no, Mr. President, I so enjoy being behind you and just kind of, you know, helping out with that. And so it just kind of moved from that. So what propelled me to even apply for the president's position was the work. I already started the work.
Right.
Doing the work. We had laid a really solid foundation for the work that we had done. And then just staying right there and expanding upon that. Upon the work that was already underway. And, you know, opening up more opportunities for students. Because everything we do is leading to the world of work. And so how do we expand that with business and industries and doing some things? So it's the work. It has been the work for me. I know that was a long way to tell my story.
No, that's exactly what we wanted to know. And that's awesome. Very good. And you know, one of the things that I find very captivating, is that a real word?
Okay, that's okay. We can use it though.
Okay. And very attractive about you is your absolute positive attitude and the joy that you're showing in every single step you've taken. You have such a bubbly glow about all the things you've done, and that positive attitude is going to bleed over to the students.
Yes, absolutely.
They'll pick up on that. The staff, everybody will.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's awesome.
I you know, and I hope so. And we've been able to bring together, you know, wonderful student body. You know what I mean? Who really, and I say this, in my student services vision know this. I said everybody that comes through that gate want to be something.
Right.
They want to do something because they would not. You know, they may not know what, They may not know what I want to do or how I want to do it or the road to get there, but they know I want to be something. And so it's just incumbent upon us to say, we'll meet you where you are. We'll find out where you want to go. Even we'll assess to help you know where you want to go, and then we'll put the plans in place to get you where you want to do. That excites me.
Yeah.
That excites
Well,
me.
anytime you're helping a bunch of kids that they're, I wouldn't say by this level they're not completely blank slates.
Yes.
But they're blank slates.
But they're blank slates.
And they need guidance.
I was a blank slate.
I still am in a lot of ways.
I was a
I don't
blank
think I've stopped learning.
Absolutely. I was a blank slate. So coming in as a first generation college student, my parents wanted all of us to go to college, but they didn't know how to help guide us.
Right.
They didn't know how to navigate that path, and they didn't have college knowledge. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand.
And so I understood that, but it was programs like Student Support Services and F.L. Williams, who was the director of that program at that time, to kind of help me navigate through that path. And so I think it's just so important that we help those students. You know what I mean? That we say, hey, listen, I know you want to do something, but how can we just assess what you want to do? What are your interests? What are the things that you want to do? And now how do we show you the end at the beginning? And now let's get you on a path to get there.
Yeah, you on the path to get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that said,
Yes.
do you have, it sounds like since you are in the Dr. Mitchell
Yes.
School of presidenting the college.
Absolutely.
Have you got any ideas, or are you going to pretty much carry on what he's done, or do you have some ideas of your own that you really want to? And I'm sure you do.
Yes, absolutely.
But is it a good time to say, here's what I plan on doing?
Yeah. And so I'm some of that's going to be figuring out along the way.
Sure.
And
that's
so
normal.
my initial first couple of 90 days or 180 days is to kind of get out there on a listening tour and listen to people out there in our community.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to people in the business and industries, meeting with the superintendents and meeting with all of these people, and just say, what can we help do? There is some work that's already being done, but how can we move that needle? How can we move that further along the path? Sure. And then working with business and industry, say, what are you looking for? What are you needing from us? How can we want to be that engine where we are a key asset in the community, that when you're out there going after business and industries and you're out there talking, that you're talking about Wallace Community College as a key asset, that we have a training institution right here in our back door that will meet your new employees where they are, and then those existing employees who want to move up, that we can customize that training for you and help you with that. So just getting out there, meeting with the EDA and meeting with those. And so we serve Dallas County, Perry County, Wilcox County, Lowndes County, Sumter County, Hill County, Greene County, all of those, Marengo County. We serve all those counties. And so I have a job to get out there and meet with these people and say, hey, this is where we are, this is what we're doing, and we think we're doing good work, but how do we move that forward, and how can we expand upon what we're already doing?
Well, and you mentioned Marengo County. You've got a campus in Demopolis, and that comes under you as well.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of great things that are going on in Demopolis.
There's a lot of great things that's going on in Demopolis. We have a large dual enrollment population in there. We're starting to get into some of traditional students who are taking classes during our night programs, but we're looking right now to expand allied health programs. We're looking at a lot of those healthcare programs. We're working with Whitfield Hospital right now to expand those allied health programs, because for occupational therapy and respiratory therapy and some other things, people have to travel so far away to be able to get that. So how do we get that right here in Selma, in Marengo County, in the midst of the Black Belt area, surrounding counties, for students to be able to go to those programs? So when I say we've done a lot of good work, but we are expanding those opportunities, and that's what we're looking forward to doing in the next.
Do you have any plans in the future to work closely with the Alabama School of Healthcare Science that's coming to the office?
We do. We actually we have some people that's on that committee right now.
Great.
That's working with them, and so we have been working with them to build that curriculum of what's that's going to look like for those students that are going to be down there. And so we know that we're going to be pushing dual enrollment with those students and working with them so that when they graduate, they leave with some certification or degree to be able to either go to the four-year college or be able to go into the world of work.
Right. And that's awesome too, because you mentioned the Black Belt counties.
Yes.
And we have such a need for healthcare workers that it's great to see the schools getting involved and helping to solve that
Absolutely.
problem.
Listen,
So
I
that'll be-
totally believe that we can change the narrative and the story of the Black Belt counties. You know, we always talk about where there's only 17 or 18% of people that hold a bachelor's degree,
Yeah.
or there are only less than that's holding an associate degree. I think we are right on the cusp of changing that narrative.
That's good.
That years down the road we'll be able to say that we have 40% or we have 50% of these people that are holding an associate degree.
Right.
You know, we will expand upon that. So I'm excited about the opportunity for
yeah.
for the people in this area.
And that brings me to my next question too about here in the past year or two or three or however many, there's been a real good push to promote the junior colleges and community colleges, because a lot of kids don't go to four-year colleges, don't want to go to four-year college.
Absolutely.
And Wallace falls right into that.
Absolutely. That is one thing that I love about the Alabama Community College, is because there is a pathway for you regardless of where you are. Whether you say, hey, I'm not interested in 2 years. I'm not interested in that. I want to come in and I want to get a short-term certificate, and then I want to go into the world of work. We can meet you there. From a student who comes in to say, you know what, I didn't get my high school diploma, but I'm interested in doing that now. And so we bring them in and say, let's work with you to get that high school diploma.
You can do that here.
We can do that, and so we even can work with these students right now to say, if you didn't pass the Alabama high school graduation exam, come and work with us for a couple of weeks, and then we can work with you to get your high school diploma from the school that you went to.
Wow, cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when I say truly we live by that philosophy that we meet you where you are and we take you where you want to go. Through our Innovation Center, we have some short-term non-credit programs that we think are just going to be wonderful, because it gives those students short-term wins.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're coming in and you're a first-generation college student, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Right, exactly.
And so if I can
That's
get
a
you
good
into
point.
a program and I can get you a short-term win and we can build upon that success, most of those students are going to come back and say, well, how do I get this?
Yes.
How do I move forward? I got that win under my
Right.
belt. How do I get this next
Good
win?
point.
And
I've
so
gotten this far. So
I've gotten this far. Let's move that a little bit further. I want to do this. And so I think so. And like I said, even with working with business and industry, those people who've been in positions for 15, 20 years who say, I really want to be a supervisor. How do I move there?
Right.
We customize those trainings to say, how can we get your people ready that they don't feel like they have to sit in this position forever?
And the beauty of it is they can still be working while they're going to school.
It's a win. It's a win-win.
That is awesome.
It is a win-win.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to let people know about yourself and about what's going to be happening here at Wallace under your tutelage?
Well, listen, I'm just excited about the opportunity to be able to really, and I don't say that as a cliche to serve the community, but really my heart is here with Selma. My heart is here with the Black Belt region. My heart is to want to see every citizen in this area have an opportunity for greater.
That's good.
And I really do believe that we have positioned ourselves here at Wallace Community College to provide that support for people to feel comfortable enough to say, I'm going to Wallace because I want to do something. I want to be better. I want to do greater. And I think we're poised to do that.
That's awesome. I think you are too.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you spending some time with me.
Thank you
It is
so
so
much.
good to meet you face to face.
Good to meet you as
And
well.
I am here to help.
Thank you.
Black Belt News Network is here to help.
Thank you so
So
much.
please let us know how we can help.
I will, because we will be calling on you. There are
Great.
so many things that we want you. I'll be calling you saying, Todd, I need to get the story out.
That's good.
I
That's
need,
what
to get, I
we
need to
do.
get the information out. I need everybody in the Black Belt to hear this. So I'm going
That's
to be
what we
calling
do.
you to say, let's do this.
Because we cover all the counties that you cover.
That's wonderful.
So we do.
So I will need that help to get the word out, because people are only, they can only move when they know what resources are available.
That's right.
So
Exactly.
you can help me get
That's
the word
what we're
out.
here for.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks y'all for watching, okay? We'll see you.